Ladies and gentlemen, okay, so I am a person who likes Twitter. I get a lot of my news from Twitter. A lot of what I read for you guys on this show, I get from Twitter because there's a lot of breaking news, and it's different from the mainstream media, right? You find a lot of stuff, and you get a lot of gossip that the mainstream media won't necessarily cover for one reason or another. Mainly, I think, because a lot of what you see in the mainstream media is very gatekept. And now, if you go on Twitter, there are a pair of brothers here. They call them the Krassenstein brothers. This is Brian Krassenstein right here, and he has a brother named Ed Krassenstein. And they sound and look kind of gay, but I guess one of them's married. So I was wrong on that. I thought they were gay, but I guess not. But these guys are like the equivalent to like political rage baiters. They look at something that might be right wing, or the Republicans find it a win, and they find something wrong with it. It doesn't matter how small, how ridiculous, these guys find something wrong with it. And you almost got to admire their hustle. Okay, it's a grift. They are Democrats. They are left wing. I get it, but and I follow both of them because I like to see what the left is saying. But sometimes I see what they write, and it just absolutely just frustrates me. And I think a good example is this right here. Okay, guys, this right here. And let me show you guys what this guy is saying. Okay, he of course is not a Trump fan. Brian Krassenstein is not a Trump fan at all, and they almost intentionally try to make their videos a little bit cringy, a little bit on the edge to trigger the right wing, and they do a very good job of it. And I think this is a perfect explanation of what they do right here. Now watch this. This is Brian Krassenstein talking about how if you bought DJT Trump stock, True Social Trump stock, 2 weeks ago, your money would be worth half. Listen. So I can't play the first part of this video because there's a song in it and my video would get copyrighted. But you see him, he's looking at this Trump graph, or this graph of True Social, and there's actually a song playing in the background that's saying falling. And he's looking at this and he's shaking his head. And then when he turns to the camera, this is what he says.
You bought DJT stock, Trump Media, the company that owns Truth Social, 2 weeks ago. You now have half the amount of money that you did.
You now have half.
Stop getting suckered into the next big scam, the next big scheme, only because you idolize the man behind it, who has been found liable of fraud.
And there it is right there. Donald Trump has been found liable of fraud. So yeah, guys, this is what his whole channel, his whole Twitter profile is about. Him and his brother, Ed Krassenstein. I don't know if you guys have ever run into this pair of brothers. If you haven't, I admire you, and your life would probably be a lot better if you haven't. But it's pretty interesting what these two do. And this is their entire job. These two they simply tweet for a living, and they do little videos like this, and everything that they tweet is left wing. And I believe they're Jewish as well, and they actually have started a podcast talking about the current news. But they're very cringy, at least to the right wing. To the left wing, they like to jump on whatever they say and kind of pile on because they find anything wrong with right wing ideology, no matter how small it is. But right here, Brian Krassenstein, Republicans' worst nightmare. Biden appears to be about to issue an executive order to dramatically limit the number of asylum seekers who can cross the southern border. Listen to what he said listen to what he said last night on Univision. And then he makes this claim that somehow, Biden, before the presidential election, he's trying to get a grasp on the border invasion, which he probably is, because this is a huge problem for him going into November. So maybe he's issuing some sort of executive order to try to get it under control. But what he does not mention here is that Biden is a problem from the very start of his presidency. He's a problem. He's the reason why we have this massive influx of illegal immigration. And he's kind of like these guys, these two brothers are kind of like the mainstream media, but two individuals doing it. And if you were to ask me, I would assume that they are being paid by the likes of, a mainstream media type institution to to put this ideology out there, to spread and sow discord among the right wing and to add fodder to the left wing. Because honestly, this is all they do. They just rant about conservatives. If conservatives think that a woman may be writing in her diary that her father showered with her, so he, in this case right here, he's defending the diary, Ashley Biden's diary, in this allegation that she showered with her father, which is the way she wrote it was pretty disgusting. And that it was probably not appropriate. Imagine what those same people would think about. He R-worded me. He walked into my changing room as a teenager, and I was not clothed, and he grabbed me by the spot. He grabbed, you guys remember Donald Trump. He got caught on a hot mic talking to somebody, and he said something that was, pretty inappropriate. So he always calls out the other side, and this is what they do. And they never, ever defend a Republican or a conservative. The only person that they really defend, and the only thing that they really defend that I agree with them on is Twitter, the X platform. Elon Musk, to a pretty wide extent, they defend him. But of course they would, because that's how they make their money. And, you shouldn't bite the hand that feeds you. But he also has a brother. Let's see if I can find him here. Ed Krassenstein. Okay, this is his brother. They work hand in hand, and his brother does pretty much the exact same thing. Let me go to his profile. It looks pretty similar. It looks about almost the same as what Brian Krassenstein's profile does. And he does the same thing. He talks about Ashley Biden's diary. He talks about all things liberal, and they are attacking Donald Trump right here. Why isn't Trump ever being held to the same standard? Why don't Republicans question the fact that Trump was accused back in the 90s of walking into a dressing room at Miss Teen USA? So they never point out the problems with Joe Biden. They simply only flip-flop it and attack Donald Trump because people are jumping on this Ashley Biden diary thing again, because the one who found the diary, I know the mainstream media, they like to say she stole the diary, but she actually found it. She found the diary and she brought it to a journalist, I believe, but she has been sentenced to 1 month in jail. And there was all of this speculation on whether or not this diary was real. But it turns out that it actually was real, because if it wasn't real, why would this lady be put in jail over this diary? So it was actually Ashley Biden's diary. And then these two also came up with this excuse. Well, maybe the diary is real, but the pages that were pictured, the ones that really were really damning for Joe Biden, maybe those are photoshopped and they are fake. So they will go to extreme lengths. They will stretch to try to find some reason why Joe Biden is not culpable for the things that come out about him. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to give you guys a short introduction to the Krassenstein brothers, who they are, what they do, and what I run into kind of on a daily basis on the X platform or Twitter. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think of the Krassenstein brothers? Do you think that they are paid opposition? I really do. I mean, I believe this is how they make their entire living. This is what they do. And it's daily. They tweet multiple times a day, very long tweets. They put out videos and, they respond to many, many right-wing posts. And they always respond negatively to what they say. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. But until then, I will see you on the next one.